Today's recording only. Okay, I just missed. Okay, so what I was saying is this is so we created multiple application. One is skill advancement. This is skill advancement new. So okay, let's say with this application, what all objects we have. So this we have these two objects invoices. Okay, and what about this? With this also, I think we have assigned the invoices. Okay, so here we don't have any invoices. Here we have invoices. Yeah. And with this. Okay, so this is all the tabs. So it is. So for you guys, are you able to see the invoices here or not? So once you go here, click on this tab. Okay, so there is two things. One is skill
Yeah, I can
advancement.
see that invoices.
So one way you can see here, you see we have a
No,
multiple tabs.
by adding a
And
tab, I can see that.
yeah, so one we have this one and another in this application in this skill advancement we are able to see our object over here, and in this we are not seeing, but we will be able to see in all the tabs. When you will click on all the tabs here, you will be able to see your invoices.
Invoices.
So we have done that setting, I think, while creating the object. If you both are able to see this, I think we have done this activity so
So
that we are good with it.
we both would be seeing two invoices or one invoices.
You will be seeing two invoices. So this is the one which we have created. If you remember, this is
Hmm.
the one which we have created. We choose this symbol here.
I can see
This
only
is
one invoices with that symbol, what we choose.
okay. So that is okay. I mean, we need to have our object. We need to have. If we don't see this one, no. I think you will not. I think we choose this. So this is not the one we have created. This is out of box.
Okay.
So this is the one which we have created. If you are not able to see, then you will have to customize your tab. What about you, Pradeep?
Uh, all tabs, when I'm clicking on all tabs,
Mhm.
and then there is a plus sign, then it says internal error has occurred.
When you are going on all tabs,
All tabs, yes. Rest of the things are okay. Sales or the human resource which I have
Just
created the tab.
just just click on that plus button, not
Yeah,
on
yeah,
all tabs.
that's what. Huh?
Okay.
Yeah,
No, no,
I'm
there.
clicking on the plus button. First, I'm selecting all tabs and then clicking on the plus button. Then it says an internal error has occurred. But rest other for other with other tabs, it is working out like which I have created.
okay, so you are into your application
Yeah,
skill. So
yes,
suppose you chose this application, and when you are clicking on this button, all
yes. Then
tabs,
I'm able to see. Yes, I'm getting this all information.
then you are able to see, right, this invoices
Yes, yes.
and these two both, right?
Not only one invoices is there. That's it.
I think
Yeah,
this is the one which you are seeing. This is the
yeah,
one.
yeah.
Yes,
Same with
yes.
me. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so
Same
this
invoice.
is the one which we have created.
Mm.
So
That I'm
what
not
you
able to see actually.
okay. So what you will have to do, if you remember, I told you even after you will create your object, you'll not be able to see this is our objects. So when you click on your objects, you'll be able to see this invoice. And when you click on this invoice, its
Mm.
plural is invoices. So there you'll be able to see invoices only. I'm just saying this is your object, but it is not being shown over here. So what we can do is you'll have to you will have to add your invoices. This invoices you see in my invoices, this is the one which
Hmm.
we have added, right? Not
Oh,
this one, not this one.
Okay.
So we will have to configure it. So how we can configure our tabs for our application is we will have to search for tabs here. Okay. Once you'll click on tabs here in the create section, you'll have to click on the tabs. If suppose you have already some tabs and you want to rename it, then you will have to go into customize thing. And here you can customize those all tabs and the labels, whichever you have. But in our case,
We need to add that.
yes, we have to create the tabs. So once you will go into tabs, you see, you will in this section when you will come, I was telling you we have this custom tabs where we will be able to add the custom tabs. Then we have this web tabs where we can just add a web tabs where which will just on click of this, which will just route us to another URL or something. Then we have a visual force tab, the tab where we can just create a new UI with the visual force. As I was telling, like visual force is one of the UI with which we can create the UI component in Salesforce. And there was this lightning component tab. So we can create a lightning component and similar lightning page. So these two are belonging to lightning. Then what we did is we created a custom tab. When you are landing onto this, you must be not seeing any tab
Yeah,
created here. It
Yes,
must be blank
no
yes.
only.
custom object has been
Yeah. So,
identified.
so you have to click on this new button.
Okay.
And when you click on this new button, this is a three-step process for creating a tab. So here it will ask you to enter the details. So like from
Invoices.
which object
Ob-
you want to create. So I have already created, so I'm not able to see that tab, but you guys
Yeah,
will be able to see.
yeah, we are getting invoice actually
Yeah,
that
invoice.
drop
Yeah,
down.
so select that tab and select the style. There will be multiple style you
Yeah,
can choose. So here I chose that one, I think. Which one? There was some weight machine. This is the hardest part. It is
Sales-
just you can show the symbol. Where are
Salesforce
we? Yeah,
has
this one skills. You can
Salesforce has
choose
given
this.
option be something different, not related to anything.
Yeah, you can choose Apple and also it is just an icon which will just be there with your tab. To just say like this object is different than other object. So you can choose that tab style.
And
Then
description, we need to give a description, or we can skip that one.
if you want, you can just give the description like uh, uh, you can say like object tab, this one, invoice tab, something like that.
And there is one more drop down, this splash page custom link.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
optional.
this is optional. You can just leave it. This is something like you can click the splash page the first time user clicks. So this is something like suppose if you want some users to go to different URL, some give some guidance when they will click on this tab. So that kind of thing you can do with this splash page.
Mm.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm canceling it. You guys just create it and let me know if you have any
So
difficulty while creating.
what we need to do now, like apply one tab visibility to all profiles, default on.
Yeah, can
Apply.
you share your screen? I'll tell.
Pradeep, you can share the screen.
No, I don't have
Okay.
that skill.
Okay, so I'm just stopping my presentation. Rahul, you can share. Okay. Apply one tab visibility
All
to all
profiles.
profile.
So this should be default on.
Yeah, so you can click on this default on this one. Yeah.
It's already
So,
clicked on this
no,
box.
drop down, I'm saying. Right.
Default off tab hidden.
You have this drop down. No, there only default with default on. We have a drop down, you see.
Yeah.
Mm. I don't know. Your
Default
screen
on read.
is frozen. Yeah.
I
Please it is.
I mean, it's the cursor. It's within three options: default on, default off, tab hidden. So which, I mean, we need to keep it default on.
So when you are saying default on, it means that you are saying like to all the profiles. So any user in your Salesforce, okay,
Hmm.
all the users will have they will have visibility to this particular object. Okay.
Okay.
Then the same I mean any user which will be
Yeah.
belonging to any profiles which is there, they all will have this action.
Mhm.
And you can just limit it also with apply a different tab visibility to each profile. Okay, so you can, but in our case it is okay. We can just go with default on. Okay, go next. Now, on which all application you want this to be visible. So let's say let's choose our application only.
Okay.
Like it will be only on, and for others just on the top you have this check, right? Include tab. Just remove that check. Yeah, down you search for your application.
Or the application which we have created.
So you have created this finance. Where is our object? Yesterday we created application. So okay, so you have created only finance as the application, right?
Yeah.
This is the only application you have created. Okay,
Hmm.
so in my case, like I have created the skill advancement, right?
Yeah.
So for you, okay, so go on the top. Go on the top. I'm just seeing, is there any other? Okay, there is nothing. Go down. Append tab to user existing personal customization. That is okay. Now you can save this. Okay, so you have created the custom tab. Now you go to your application. Your application, this tab should be visible. Invoices tab.
Yeah. Now it's showing two invoices.
Okay, this is there, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, now go back again there into invoices, a tab section, and actually there is one more customization through which you can just add it to the, like it is there, no home chatter account contact.
So where I need
Okay,
to go?
okay. Anyways, we are done, right? We are good with
Yeah.
this.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
on our application, it is there. But you haven't we restricted it to our application, but you are able to see into service also, right?
Yes. It's showing invoices here with
In the
finance. Yeah.
okay, in the finance we have
Hmm.
added this. Okay,
Yeah.
this is
Finance.
this is this is good only. Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you are going on to finance, this tab is by default it is being
By
shown, right?
default. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what we wanted.
Okay.
Okay.
ठीक.
Okay. So now what we have now, let's go to our object. Let me share my screen. Okay. So now this advancement, we have our object. When we are going into this object, we don't have any invoices because we haven't created. So let's go to setup and let's search for objects and let's see what all is there with our object. This is the object. This is our custom object. And when we will go inside this custom object, we have the two fields here. Okay, we have these two fields in here. So one field is invoice date where we are
Invoices.
recording the date, and
Status web pick list.
another one is a status where we are recording this current status of invoice. Apart from these two, the one standard field which we always create with the object is invoice number. So it is an auto number which will get generated with all the invoice number. Okay, so what we will do before going ahead, what we will do, let's create one invoice. So let's go to our object invoices and let's click on this new button. Okay. So when we are creating, the invoice, you see we have, it is asking this information and then status drafted and save. So now you see this is the invoice, the one invoice which we created. So any other any other standard object, like this is the account, right? In this account we have these recent accounts, right? All the accounts. Okay, so this is all the recent account which is there with the account. So for with the standard accounts, we have a couple of accounts you can see. Similar way, we have created our object invoices, and in the invoices we can see the list view. List view. Where are we? Invoices. Let's go to invoices. Here you see recent invoices. So like account, recent accounts, we have recent invoices, and those invoices here, in this case, what is happening? They are creating with the unique name, like for them it is text. Yeah, it's a text for these accounts. But in our case, it is a auto number, and that is being generated with INV. So the next one we will create, it will just create with 0000. Then, so I have a 5-digit number, so that is the reason it is being shown. So once we will get into this, we are able to see the invoice number and who created this honor. So these are the standard field which we created. Okay. So these are the things. So you guys also can also create to just check if it is working properly or not.
Yes, it is.
Okay. So let's say this is the status. The status is a draft. Now we want sub status for the same status, like as this is a draft. So suppose like in the draft also there could be some, like you are drafting an invoice. Okay, so there is some salesperson who is talking to a customer and he is drafting his details. Okay, so that draft can have a sub status like in review. Okay, contacted or something like that. Okay, there could be multiple sub status. So I'm just showing you this because you just get some understanding how, like if you will see, if you will so right now we were just seeing the pick list. Where are we? Get that thing. So in the Salesforce, we are creating, what we are creating is we are creating a sub list. Okay. So what is sub pick list and why we need and how Salesforce support? So in some of the application, you must have seen like there are some field dependencies. What is the field dependency? Once you will select the country, then only you will able to see the what all states that country have, and based on the state, you will be able to see the uh, cities. Okay. So let's say once you will be, for example, once we have, once you choose India, Then we have Karnataka or Telangana, let's say Telangana, and in that Telangana, so they will in the India. So there are different countries. Okay, there could be different countries. Just say Japan, India, and once you will choose on that particular country, based on that, there will be a different drop down list, and based on that state, there will be different drop down list of the cities. So like cities like Hyderabad. Okay, based on country, state, and city. You got me right? What I'm saying? Hello.
Yeah, hello.
So basically, what I want to say key is our invoice. So there is this status draft. Okay. So draft means someone is drafting, someone is preparing this
Preparing.
invoice. Okay. So when someone is preparing this invoice needs to be reviewed, right? It's not we cannot say this is a final. It is in draft. So draft can have a different sub status of it, right? Like let's say in review, pending, or something. So there could be different status. So we want to create a sub status based on the status we have here. Okay. So what I'm saying, you guys must know, like you must have seen like some application, in some of the application, when you will choose the country, then based on the country you will be able to see all the states, and based on the states, if there are multiple drop down like this drop down, based on this we'll be able to see this, and then based on this we'll be able to see this. Okay, so once I will show, maybe you'll be able to understand. So just 1 minute. Mm, okay. So this is our invoice. Let's go to object. Okay, let's go to objects. And this is our objects. This is the invoice object. And inside this invoice object, this is one pick list. Okay, so we have these two invoices. There is one other field also, which we'll just create for the notes, I think. Notes, yeah. So this is also a simple one. Before going ahead, let's create this notes one. Okay. So this is the notes. Let's create notes. So what we can choose for the notes is we can choose text area, anything like text area. When you will choose, it will be just simple text area, like small text area, which will have only 255 character. Then text area long, we can create with one this many characters. Text area rich, you can see like allowed user to enter formatted. You can just format the text, add images and links. So this is something different. Okay. So let's say like we want to create text area. How and what it is, we'll just show. Okay, so visible lines 25 field name. So we are saying it as a notes. Okay. Let it be like this 32,000. So maximum we can give this, but it is automatically choosing. You are currently using 0 out of these many characters on the, you have one additional character to allocate to this field. Okay, so we'll not be using much characters into this notes, but we are just using some of because if because of its richness, we are just using this, and we are using only this much of length. Okay, so Salesforce automatically it will populate, and there are these 25 lines. So what is this? Addition rates. Okay, field name is all right. So when you are seeing 25 lines, it is like 25 lines below. You can write the you can write these many lines for this particular node. So 25 lines is what we are choosing. Then this is the field name. Okay, you can give some description like recording the notes, recording the description, or comment of object invoice, sales invoice. Okay.
What it is showing that with orange one,
Where?
the where you have put the text, it's showing the orange one. There's green and above orange.
This one?
This, yeah.
Oh, so this is actually I have one Grammarly. This is
Oh,
one.
okay.
Yeah, so this is one extension which just correct whatever you'll write now. So it
Okay.
will just seize, and if there is any mistake, it
Okay.
just corrects you. So
So it
like
shows that I mean you did one mistake, so it's showing one mistake. So that's why it's showing one. वही है
so
क्या? There is one.
you can see here like it is as if it's just showing you what all you can do with this. So इसमें कुछ जैसे one देखो there is one thing, one premium suggestion. It is saying like one more suggestion is there, but that is premium. You will have to pay for it.
Okay.
I'm not gonna pay for that. Okay, so this is what it is saying. So there is one advanced suggestion available only for premium
Premium
users.
users.
Same it is saying there. So if suppose if I'll remove just this one, no, so it is, you see, it is saying like there is this error, and it will just
Error
correct
and okay.
right with the. It's a good extension.
Yeah.
Even if you will write like this now, it will say like, oh, you have
Even if
made
there is
some
a
mistake in spelling.
typo error, also they will suggest there is a
Yeah,
typo error.
we use this. Then, so this is one field which we are adding. Okay, so this field, you can see with this field, we have added all the required things. And then down here, it is asking me auto add to the custom report type. Okay, add this field to existing custom report type that contains this entity. What is this? If an error is encountered, you can still make the field available if you manually add the field to the customer. So this is, if you guys remember, we just made this check. It is for error reporting or something, right?
Hmm.
Let's go next. चुप हो जा भाई, Grammarly. Okay, so this is where we can just restrict which all users, which are because this field is not a mandatory field. We can just restrict other users to access or read and their visibility. So we can do that. We can manage like who all will be able to see the details of this field. Okay. So I think, yeah, so this is the notes. Okay, let's go next. Okay, then we can just save it. Okay. Now, before going ahead, let's go to our object. This is the object, right? And let's see. Okay, so this is our object, right? This is our object. This is our invoice number. Okay, in the notes and attachment, it is already saying some node and attachment, but where is our field which we have created? Okay, here it is. So I just wanted you to see like what is this field. So this is, you see there are 25 lines in here which we choose. Okay, so while creating we choose this type as a text area rich. So why, how it is text area rich? Because we can just add the images and all here. We can insert the images while adding, and then while writing, let's say this is invoiced, then we can create a node like contacted with the customer and finalized the invoice. Then you can have some receipt or something. That one you can choose. So I don't have any image, but we can add. So okay, you can even add some URL and make some description. Even you can say if you want to create some link onto this, you can do that. Okay, on the finalized, you can create some link. Also, you can just bold this, make the bold. So there are lots of things which you can do with the rich text area rich. Okay, and then you just save this. So here you are able to see, you see in here. Okay. So we have different options you can see on this particular invoice where we can edit, delete, clone, and share. Okay, so this is related to our notes field which we created. Now what we want to do, we are still on to status. Okay, in this status we want to create a sub status, and as we were discussing, we can create a sub status based on the status. So suppose if we have some sub status, right? So let's go setup object. This object, and let's create a sub status here. We have a status. Let's create sub status. Okay, so sub status will also be a pick list. You guys understood, right? Why I want to create a sub status? What is the idea behind create a sub status? So what I was saying is there are different status, right? There are different status. One is the draft status. Okay, so this draft status is something which we are saying like it is in the drafted. So some sales customer, some sales manager or someone, he's a drafting the sales this thing. So what he is doing, he is just preparing. So this can have different status. Like one, you can say it's in review. Okay, it's in the draft, but still in the review. Okay. Review. Then you can say like contacted customer. Like
so these,
you,
I mean, these can be sub-status like in review, contacted customers.
yeah. So the for the particular draft, what is the current status? Like it is in review, it is still being reviewed. Like you or you contacted the customer. So this is what the idea behind. Okay, so and what invoice can have? Apart from that, what we have is other status we have, right? invoiced status. Okay, so in invoiced status, I don't think we need to have different. We cannot. So invoiced is invoiced. We'll we cannot have a sub status based on the particular invoice, right? But there is other things also like overdue. Overdue can have some different status, like what? It's overdue and overdue with partial or fully overdue, right? So what we want based on, so suppose whenever we choose draft, when there is the sub status, these two only needs to be shown.
Sure.
And when we are
Overdue.
selecting
Overdue.
overdue, these two only
Then these
needs to
two
be
are
shown,
shown.
right?
Hmm.
So let's go ahead and create our new pick list, which is, so this is a new field and this is a sub status. Okay, again, it is saying the value which you want to choose. So either you can choose the global pick list value set, or you can choose, you can create the values separated by new line. Okay, so let's go ahead and choose the values which we want. So what are the values we choose? One is in review. Let's copy this together. Okay, and then partial or fully. Okay. So then it is asking you like display value alphabetically. Okay, if you want, you can check this so that you will be able to see. We don't want to use the first value as a default value because we don't know what is there. Okay, so that is one thing. Then what we have is status. Okay, default value. Default value we have is here some status. Okay, let's go with this. We have created this field value field name. It already choose. Always require a value in this field to already say required. We are not saying this is the required field or to add to custom report type. Yeah, we are doing that. So let's go ahead and click on next.
We didn't need to put formula here. That
No, we
formula.
don't need to choose formula for this because we don't want it to create auto generate, right? So
Okay.
we want to we want the formulas only when we want it to auto generated, like for
Okay.
date, you see.
Great. Okay.
Or we can choose formula when you wanted to work on two columns and create a new report. Okay, so this is one, and then let's go next. Okay, then let's save it. Okay, now you have sub status here. Okay, but when you will go to your invoices here, let's save this and let's go to list. Okay, when you will see here the list one, so the invoices object, and once we'll go inside this, we have the service status. There is nothing in here, but if suppose you are choosing invoice It is not reflecting this one, right? It is not reflecting anything, right? It is like, it is independent one. Like even if you will choose invoiced, you still have all the options. So it is like you are seeing all the sub status irrespective of invoice or overdue. Okay, so what we can do? Okay, so let's cancel it. Okay, now there is called field dependency. Okay, so we will create a field dependency in this. So how you can create a field dependency? For that, we will have to customize our object. Okay, so let's go to our object. This is our object. Okay. Here is our field dependency. Okay. So in this field dependency, you will have to add a new field dependency, and then we have this controlling field. Okay, so there are, you can see like two fields. So before that, I think I need to show you guys how and what you can do with this field dependency. I think I have prepared it somewhere here. I think, yeah. So you know like why we are creating this dependency. Okay. So what is the reason behind what we are creating the this dependency? So there are different type of uh, pick list we have. There are two kind of pick list. One is a standard pick list. A standard pick list which is already there with the Salesforce, and then we have a custom pick list which we are creating. So there are some hierarchy in Salesforce which work when we create any pick list. Okay, so suppose there is two. When you are creating the new field dependency, you are seeing there are two things. One is controlling field, one is dependent field. So what is controlling field and what is dependent field? So as we know, like we want the sub status to be changed based on the status, right? So when we select the status, based on the status, we need to have a sub status. This is clear, right? So we are saying like when this is the status.
Draft and drop down will be the sub status.
Substatus.
And these are sub status. Okay, so who is the controlling field? The status. So based on the status, the sub status will get changed. So this is what it is. So when you'll create a new field dependency, there you can choose like what is the controlling field and what is the dependent. That is the one. And
Rajat, yeah.
yes.
Just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. I'm coming.
Yeah. Come.
Yes, Ajadvia, you can continue.
Okay. So here we are creating. Yeah, so we were creating controlling field and dependent field. So this is the controlling field, which is status, and then we have this dependent field, which is substatus.
But I do not have this sub status option in the dependent field. I'm getting only status.
Because you haven't created this field. So what we did,
Okay.
we created. So what we did, we created this field, right? Another
Mhm.
field we created before
Okay, that's
status.
right.
So that one, if you want to create, like you can go ahead and create, and then we can do this exercise. So if you want, you can just quickly create it and let me know once you are done. So what you are doing is that like you will have to go to your object, and in
Mhm.
the object you have to create a new field, and for the new field you have to choose pick list as a field type, and for that pick list you have to give these details. You don't have to do the numbering. Just format it and then create pick list. Okay, then we are here.
You selected text area rich one, na? That is 1,31,000 characters on separate lines.
That was for the notes.
Okay.
Okay, I
So
will just show you again my invoices. So this is the invoices. Okay, so you wanted to see the object, right? So
yeah.
let's go to objects. This is our object, invoice object. So in this object, we have now five fields.
Yeah.
One is invoice date, notes, status, and
Substatus.
substatus. So you must have only the
Invoice.
status. You may not have the notes also.
Yeah, invoice date and note
So
status.
now you guys create the notes and the substatus. Notes I choose as a rich text, and substatus I choose as a pick list. And the pick list values I gave in the text. Once you are done, let me know.
Notes I need to go with invoices. That need to create notes. I need to go with invoices or
You
with the new item. This one with here.
no, you have to create a new field, new custom
Yeah.
field,
Yeah.
and for that you have to choose data type as a rich text area.
Rich text area.
Field level will be notes, right? Notes.
Sorry, Pradeep.
Field label. What?
Field level will be notes.
Yes, field label will be notes. Here you can see I have
Mm.
choose field label as a notes.
Notes.
Yeah, notes and length 32,768.
68.
It will automatically come when you
Yeah.
Okay,
use.
yes.
Yeah.
Visible lines.
Description.
Description is not mandatory. We can skip this
Okay,
one.
next.
Rich text area. So we need to click on any of the tabs.
Sorry.
We need to
No,
click.
check
Uh,
boxes not required. You can go
Checkbox
next.
is not required now. We need to go to next.
Yeah, so here I'm just checking. This is a pick list you must have chose. Then you went ahead, you gave field label, and here you
No.
Yeah,
selected
notes is
this.
created. Yeah, you can go
This
next, Rahul.
Okay.
here, then values you give. Display values, this one you don't want a default value, so you did not choose. Field
Yeah. No.
name, yeah,
Created.
field name will automatically come when you give. Yeah.
So again, we are creating another with the pick list.
Then this is the rich text which you guys just created. Then
Yeah.
now you have to create the sub status. So this was nodes which you are creating now, right now.
Mm.
Notes
Okay, so
report.
now you have to create the sub status for the pick list values which I have given.
So sub status pick list. Okay.
So for that also we need to click on the new button, right?
Yes, yes. So
Mm.
with all for all the fields, you have to
Here
create
we
this
need
new.
to go pick list.
Yeah.
The field would be sub status.
Yeah, sub status. Those values I have given in the text.
Okay.
Formula required.
No formula not required.
Formula is not required.
Okay, next. Okay, it says display value alphabetically.
Blue. What should we put with the definition one? That enter values with each value separated by a new line. What to option?
You must
Sorry.
enter a value actually. Enter value.
Yeah,
What
I clicked on that box and it's showing with this. We need to put two items, na sub status item.
Mm.
Let's say like you went ahead and chose this pick list,
Yeah.
then went ahead and next you
Different.
choose field
Sub
label
status.
and
So,
field name came here.
yeah,
You went
enter value.
ahead
Yeah.
and you
Yeah.
entered all the values, right?
What
All
value
the
should we enter?
What value we should need to put here?
yeah, so those values I have given in the text. So these only values I have given here in the chat.
Contacted customer.
So remove this formatted nicely. This one in review, contacted, and customer, then partially and fully like this.
Mhm. Okay.
Should be all together. No gap.
Done, right?
Yes.
Next. Yes, done.
Done.
Okay, now what we want, we have two things. Whenever we are creating the invoices, we have two things. One is a status, one is sub status,
Sub status.
and we want the sub status drop down based on the status. So for that, what we were discussing, we were going into our object, and inside the object, we were just creating the field dependencies. Okay, let's click on this field dependencies, new, and what will be the controlling field? I just told you guys, in our case, the status will be
Status
And dependent field
sub status dependent.
yes.
Continue.
Continue. Here you will see all the options. Okay.
Yes.
So this saying legend excluded value, included value. Okay, so we want in draft, let's say in draft, we want in review and customer contacted customer. So draft, we want in review and contacted customer, right?
Yeah, it's
So
shown here.
let's say include values. Okay, then what is there else? Contact in review, contacted customer and in review. Include values. So for the draft, we have included. So you just have to select the values and then you have to click on this include values. Okay, for the draft. So this is done for the draft. Then what we have is overdue. So in the overdue, what is there?
Partial and
Partial and fully.
fully.
So
include
in the
values.
overdue, we have partial
Partial and
and
fully.
fully.
Okay.
Let's say for these, we want to exclude. Okay, it's already excluded. We don't have to do
Excluded. Yeah.
anything. We don't have to do anything. So let's save it. So it is just highlighting two controlling fields values have no dependent values included. So it is saying like these two fields
Have no control.
don't have any value. So we can just say that is okay with us. Just save.
Hmm.
Okay, now let's go ahead into invoices and let's create new invoice today. Then let's say we want draft. Okay, in the draft, we have these two only, you see. Right?
Hmm.
Yes.
In the draft, we have only contacted customer and in review, but in the invoiced, we don't have anything. In the overdue, we have, you see,
Yeah.
fully and partially.
Fully.
So you can create this one and see if it is working for you.
Yes, Rajat, I can see that.
Okay, what about you,
How to
Pradeep?
go there? No, how to go there in this?
Invoice, add a new window, na? एक window add कर लो invoices and you would
Hmm.
find new.
Voices. Voices. Okay. Yeah.
All right, so I think we have a different how we can object relationship. Okay, so like how we can relate to object, because when you'll see this, we have created this field,
Invoice
okay,
order.
this field,
This field.
then this field, then
Notes.
we haven't created tax
Notes.
yet. Total
We
we
created
haven't created. Invoice product, we have created this field.
notes.
Okay, now we have company, individual. So you know,
Total.
like company is nothing but account in Salesforce.
Yeah.
So this is a different object. So how we can relate this object with our note invoice object, okay? And how many types of relationship is there, like one to many and one to one, those all. So those we'll be seeing tomorrow. Okay, so today you guys just practice this, whatever we have learned and the fields. And then tomorrow we will create the relationship between our object and the account object.
Count object.
And if we will get more time, then we will create a
With
relationship between
individual.
contact also. Then this total is nothing but, so here we will have to create a formula because we want to create the total, right? So total will be created based on the invoice product per price and all the text completely. So that we'll see how we can create.
Okay.
Okay, So for now, these must be clear for you guys, like how to create pick list, what is the how to create auto generate number, what is the data object, and then um, what is sub pick list, what is how we can create a field dependencies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are clear on that.
All right, then I will just upload the video of today and yesterday,
Yeah.
and
Do I mean share a separate link for that for yesterday and today's one.
okay, yeah, sure, I'll do that.
Thanks, Ravi.
Okay, thank you, Rahul. Thank you,
Thanks.
Pradeep.
Thanks, Bhaiya.